Hey Bagmaker, I'm Sarah Lawson from Sew Sweetness. Thanks so much for joining me for Sewcial Sunday, my weekly sewing chat. Hey everyone, happy Sunday and welcome to Sewcial Sunday. Thanks so much for joining me for the show. As you can see by the chair next to me, Danny is going to be joining me on set in just a moment. And I want to leave plenty of time for answering questions live, so just a reminder, if you have a question for me, you can enter it into the comments at any time wherever you watch the show, either on Facebook or YouTube. It can be a general sewing question about a notion or tool, bag making question, or maybe you have a question about my sewing history. All those are fine, and Danny will be collecting questions throughout the show. I see Kathleen's watching from Wisconsin, Jerry from Michigan, and hello, Nancy. Thanks for tuning in live. My regular spam reminder, if you're watching on Facebook and you receive a private message from an avatar that looks like our Sew Sweetness logo, please do report or block that. We don't send private messages through Facebook, especially not asking for any of your information like credit card, phone number, address, and we definitely don't ask you to send us money in order to claim a prize. And if you're watching over on YouTube, if you've left a comment on the show and you see a reply to your comment, again, it usually looks like a copy of our Sew Sweetness logo, usually asking for some of the same things to send money to claim a prize. Go ahead and report or block that. I always report the winner's name verbally on the show, and Danny's also been adding the winner's name to the description of the show, so you can double check the winner's name by checking the description in case you've received any of those things that I mentioned previously, the private messages or the follow-up comments. And hello, Danny.
Hello, everyone.
I heard this great song the other day. I'm not going to play the song because it's obviously copyrighted, but I just wanted to read the chorus and a little portion of the song because I thought it was so great, and I think it kind of speaks to our Sew Sweetness community as far as kindness and supportiveness goes. So this song is from Koruk, and the song's called If I Were a Fish. So here's some of the lyrics. Why is everybody on the internet so mean? Why is everybody so afraid of what they've never seen? If I was scrolling through and I saw me flopping around and singing my song, I'd say they're cute and sing along. How lucky are we, of all the fish in the sea, you get to be you and I get to be me. Just let 'em be mean, we're as free as can be, to be the youest of you and the meest of me. So I just wanted to share that. It really made my day, and the song is fun, so it's kind of like a singer-songwriter type of song, but again, it's called If I Were a Fish. We had 2 days of rain the past 2 days in the Chicago area, and today I woke up and the sun was shining, so I planted. I've had some wild ginger bare roots in the refrigerator, so basically it's just like a piece of the root. There's no plant attached. So I went outside and I planted them because they've been in the refrigerator for longer than I would like to admit, so I got all those planted. I think I had like 32 of them to plant, and our dog Mikey came outside with me. Mikey, I can tell when I plant things, it's not his most favorite thing because I'm not paying attention to him, and two, sometimes I have to be just outside the fence. Like, he can still see me, but he can't come near me because the fence is in the way. So I know he was not excited to see that I pulled out the shovel this morning to go plant. And I thought I was done for the year, but my favorite tree and shrub native nursery, it's about an hour and a half away. They announced they're having one more plant sale at the end of October for trees and shrubs, which you can, as long as you can dig a hole in the ground, you can plant a tree or a shrub. And well, as long as it's native, I'm not sure about other trees and shrubs. I just know about those kind. So I'm getting my list together, and I'm going to see how many I can plant before the ground freezes. That was a long non-sewing tangent to get off on. One sewing thing I wanted to mention. I appreciate your requests for zipper pulls and zipper tapes, and I know people requested the number 3 zipper tapes on our show last week. I some of your suggestions, well, all of your suggestions, I went to the manufacturer and asked if they had, for example, ladybugs, apples. I think someone requested painter's palette. So all of the requests I've been writing in my notebook, and I've been asking about those. So they pretty much had everything that I was asking about. And also they sent me a few dog breed zipper pulls, and I was like, wow, these are really awesome zipper pulls. I asked, do you have any more? Because they only sent me like 5 different dogs. And they sent me so many dog breed zipper pulls. It was a lot of zipper pulls, but I was pretty excited because I know there's a lot of dog owners that watch the show, and I know it's fun to have like your breed of zipper pull, or if it's not your breed, like a dog that looks pretty similar to your dog. So I'm not sure if we can order them all because, like I said, it was a lot of dog breed zipper pulls, but I was very excited. I don't know. What do you think, Danny?
Maybe like a limited edition. Once one sells out, you go to the next one.
Oh, like one at a time?
Maybe like 3 at a time or 5 at a time.
Oh, okay, maybe.
Like seasons of dogs. Maybe we should start a zipper pull club.
I know, but not everyone wants like all the dog breeds. They just want like their dog breed.
Some people like every dog. I like all dogs.
I'll see. Like I feel like the more the better. But yeah, that's a lot of zipper pulls for the warehouse. With that being said, I see there's a vet tech watching. Tabitha's watching. I see a lot of different breed requests. Yeah, I saw a lot of those that you're mentioning in the comments.
Doodles, Huskies, Border Collies, Bernese Mountain Dogs, Spaniels, Pits.
Not all of those are ones that I saw, but like for instance, Pit Bulls, I saw that one. What else? I think Spaniels. Pretty sure I saw Boxers, Poodles for sure.
Hard to get a match for her mystery mutt.
There were some that looked like they were like mixed breedish looking, so I was pleased to see that. So I'll see what I can do. I'll see how many we can order at one time. I'm excited for the dog breed zipper pulls though. Danny's second favorite part of the show when he's on it, at least, we'd like to invite all of the bag makers to stand proud. Let us know in the comments that you're part of the So Sweetness squad. Danny and I both really appreciate you tuning into the show, whether you're watching live or watching the recording later on in the week. Fish. You know what? I didn't ask about fish. The funny thing about the manufacturer for the zipper pulls is that they send me new zipper pulls designs every once in a while, maybe like 30 or 40 designs at a time. But I've never seen like a comprehensive catalog, and it's almost like I have to ask for specific designs like the apple or the ladybug in order to see them. Like I've never seen any ladybugs before until I asked, and then I saw some, or like the dog breeds. I never saw any of those before until I asked. So I feel like anything we need, like I just have to ask specifically. So I'll ask about the fish. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for the comment. Yeah, I did see the Frenchies too, as far as the dog breeds. So yeah, if you ever have any zipper pull requests, feel free to let me know either email or in the comments, and I'm happy to ask specifically. Obviously, we can't order like 100 different designs at a time, but certainly if there's requests, I keep it down in my notebook, and when we have more room, then I'll ask about them. All right, I have some photos of my horse to share. I did a photo shoot with her a couple weeks ago, and Danny put a little slideshow together just of some of the photos. I didn't want it to be like horse overload, but this is my horse Olive, and I was in some of the pictures too, which I appreciated. We took the pictures, most of them were outside, and the area that we went to, she'd never been before, so she was just moving around so much, and like I was really sweating. It was kind of chilly outside, but like because I was trying to keep her still enough for, you know, some good photos, like I was really starting to sweat. And the photos of her by herself, she's not, I do have a lead rope attached. That was just the magic of Photoshop, but she was really overall really good, and I'm really happy to have these pictures. She looked really pretty in them, and yeah. Oh, there's a few more. Okay, there were 6 pictures total. So yeah, this is one of my favorites too. Outside in the plants. She's looking straight on. Yeah, she's looking at the camera in that one. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed those pictures. I just like to share pictures of my animals once in a while, and just some behind the scenes stuff that's going on at least. All right, Dan, you want to get over to your pick of the week?
Sure. I'm sorry it's only one person this week, but it was such a stunning bag. I used all their pictures, and it was Jenny. She made this awesome Star Wars...
Chickadee backpack?
Yeah, what she said. And it's made out of vinyl, the straps, the handles, the side pocket. So she had a tough time using the vinyl, but she was so happy with the results, and it was a learning process, and she was quite pleased with it. And honestly, I think it looks amazing. If you see the zipper pull on there, it's the giant robot that walks around. I just love it. I love the stars, vinyl. Everything I loved about this thing is just everything. There's the pull right there. Great job. Beautiful eye for detail on this.
Yeah, it looks fantastic, yeah.
Great attention to detail.
And I love that it's like a white background print. Like it's almost like a texty. Oh, there's a zipper pull you were talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, that's super. Great job, Jenny.
There's one more. That's the last picture. That's the inside.
Looks like maybe waterproof canvas on the inside, maybe. Or water-resistant canvas, at least.
Awesome.
Yeah, it
Great
came
job.
out amazing. All right, so I've been working on... I'm working on the next set of new patterns. It's going to be a 4-pack video bundle, but they're going to be sold separately also. And this one pattern that I'm working on, I had to redo... I already had to rip... Like, I had the whole thing sewn together, and I already had to rip it apart 3 times just because I wanted to redo, like, the tab on it. And after the second time, when I finished it last night, I was like, I'm pretty sure this is going to be right. And then I finished it, and I was like, it's not right. I had to repick it again, and it's starting to, like, warp a little bit just because I've unpicked it so many times. So, like, I already know I'm going to have to recut the bottom panel, but I'm, like, 99.9% sure the third time's going to be a charm as far as sewing it together. Fingers crossed. I don't have a release date for the new patterns yet. I was originally thinking maybe end of November, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be done in time. I don't think I will be, so maybe beginning of the year. I don't want to rush it, and especially because I've been working on this particular pattern for so long. Sometimes there's a couple days gap in between when I last worked on it, and actually I've been learning to appreciate the gaps. I think I might have mentioned this on the show in the past, but when there's a gap of a couple days when I don't work on it, then I start to like kind of almost mull in my head. Not that I'm trying to think about it, but I'll be doing something else, and the idea of how to fix the problem will just pop into my head, or not fix the problem, but make it better, the best that I can make it. So I guess I sort of appreciate the gaps in between, and I'm pretty sure I'll be able to finish this one and move on to the third pattern tomorrow, which I'm excited about. But this next set is all going to be bags that are on the smaller side, because historically I really haven't done that before, and I think 1 or 2 of the bags will be multiple sizes, like a small version to keep it in the theme of the small bags, and also a larger version. So I'm excited about these new bags. I think they'll be pretty great, and some of them will be for multiple uses, like convertible type bags. I don't want to say more and give the projects away, but I'm excited about those. Let's see. All right, I guess we're going to get on to the questions. I wanted to leave lots of time for questions because I know on the weeks where I do my notion of the week in the demonstration, sometimes we don't have as much time for a lot of questions. So I wanted to leave extra time. So if you still have questions, you can enter them into the comments at any time throughout the show. Even when I'm answering questions, Danny will continue to collect them. And all right, go ahead, Danny, take it away with the questions. Cindy says, I made myself a tower bag and the strap is constantly riding up on my neck and driving me crazy. Is there some kind of trick to make it not do that for my next one? I don't think I've had this issue before, and I'm trying to visualize it. I think it's just my brain's not working quickly live on camera. If you're watching and you have a solution to Cindy's question about her strap riding up her neck, please let me know in the comments. Danny will try to look out for those and pop it up on the screen so that we can help Cindy out. Please and thank you. Carrie says, when I sew straight with my Juki, I can do 5 or 10 stitches, but if I reverse the thread, it breaks all the time. I need my Juki. What is happening? I'm a visual person. Is there a video? I have a couple thoughts. Also, if you have some thoughts about Carrie's question, please feel free to pipe up in the comments as well. My first thought is, well, maybe I have three thoughts. Check your tension on your sewing machine. Possibly if the needle, maybe you need to replace to a new needle. Whenever something like that happens where I'm getting thread breakage, I'll switch to a new needle. I'll rethread the top thread. I'll take the bobbin out of the casing, redo it, make sure it's in there correctly. Sometimes if the thread pops up, the top thread pops off one of the hooks or holders along the way, it can cause something like that. So check that out. And what was my third thing? I've forgotten the third thing, but if you have any suggestions for Carrie, again, please go ahead and type it in the comments and we can try to get it up on the screen. Brenda says, I started making bags years ago. I just downloaded my Minikins 2 and 4. I can't figure out how to get the videos. Please tell me how to view the video. I'm happy to help. I'm not sure if this will translate if I say it verbally, but rather than giving you the website address for your account, I will just say go to sewsweetness.com. In the top right-hand corner, whether you're looking on a computer or cell phone, I think it's the top right-hand corner for both. There's sort of a silhouette of a person's torso. If you click on that, it'll take you to the account area where you can sign in. And from there, once you sign in, on the left-hand side, there will be a link that says My Purchased Videos, and the videos are over there. If you're not able to locate that, feel free to email me, and I can get you the direct link with instructions on how to find the videos. But in a nutshell, just look for the silhouette of the person's torso, and you can log into your account. Judy says maybe she can make a shoulder strap to add so it does not ride up. Oh, that's a good idea. I do have the free padded shoulder strap. It's basically like a little, I guess a lot of people use it for bigger or heavier bags, like carry-on bags when going on an airplane ride. But it's like a little padded portion that you can just slide onto the strap. I think that's what that comment was referring to. Julie's comment is about Carrie's question about her thread breaking. She said, check the thread tension, new needle. Thank you, Julie. And Laura says, cleaning the machine usually helps me. That was, again, in reference to Carrie's question. And Joyce recommends to oil the machine. Oh, those are all good recommendations.
Always read your manual first for your oil, clean anything in your machine. Make sure you double check your manual that it's not going to be offensive to the machine.
Because I think there maybe
machines
a few machines maybe don't get oiled. So yeah, as far as that goes, check your machine if you've not done that before. Ruth says, what is the easiest, least time-consuming bag that has the least notions to add to the pattern? I am making bags for a nursing home, and I want to make simple, nice bags without the costs. The Baker Street bag does not have any hardware. It's a free pattern and video. It does have a zipper, although if you wanted to swap that out for a magnetic snap, you could. I think it would be a small bit faster if you swapped out the recessed zipper for the magnetic snap. I think it's sort of like a small to medium sized bag, and I think the savings would be on the hardware since there's no hardware in that one. If you have a suggestion for that question about the quickest and cheapest Sewsweetness project to make, let us know in the comments. I think she was looking for bags. At first, the persimmon dumpling pouch popped into my head, but that's not really a bag. It's a small pouch, so maybe not that one. Barb says maybe a couple of coats of OD coat where the strap is on your shoulder, kind of like a silicone strip to hold the strap in place. That's a really good idea. I never would have thought of that. Thank you, Barb. OD coat is like a waterproofing gel, and maybe not necessarily do the whole strap, like Barb mentioned, just where it sits on your shoulder.
I think it's a great idea, actually.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Thunderous Wizard says, I quilted fabric and now I have a ton of skip stitches. Any suggestions? This I am not sure about. I wonder if it's a similar suggestions what we mentioned before about Carrie's question about checking the tension. If you're not already using a walking foot, maybe try to use a walking foot for the quilting, because it sounds like you're using maybe interfacing since you said you quilted it for a bag. Apple Barnes says thread size and needle size hole are something to think about for breakage. Oh, that's a good comment also. Sometimes needles that make larger holes, like a denim needle or a top stitching needle, sometimes the hole is just too big for the substrates that you're working with. I usually use a Microtex needle 9014. Obviously, might depend on the substrate you're working with if it's something a bit heavier. Windless Original says the Orioles are a great bag with minimal hardware. Oh, that's a good suggestion. The Oriole bag is also a free pattern and video. You can find the Baker Street bag and the Oriole bag for free on my website, or the videos will be on YouTube as well. Soap and Girl says, if those don't help your tension issues, you may have thread stuck in there somewhere. Take it in for maintenance. Okay, so maybe run down some of the suggestions that people mentioned. Maintenance is always a possibility. Maybe it needs a little bit of a tune-up. Always a possibility.
A lot of people are saying clean your machine. I'm not sure. There's a comment about Velcro's kind to older folks. There's no one Velcro for arthritis.
Velcro. Oh, is that for the bags?
I guess so. Multiple
okay.
people said Velcro. That's just one of my.
Oh, okay. Thank you for those suggestions. Maybe instead of a magnetic snap for, say, like the Baker Street bag, maybe like a little inch or two strip of Velcro on each side of the lining. That's a good idea. I hadn't thought of that. Mary also says, in response to Carrie's question from before, check to see if you have thread or lint in the tension discs. All good suggestions. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, I see a lot of suggestions. Oh, no. Carrie says, I changed the needle 3 times already.
Might be time to go in for maintenance.
Carrie, you can also always ask in the Facebook group, too. I know sometimes the comments come through really fast, but you can always ask in the Facebook group, and then at least all the comments would be like in one space about the suggestions. Another suggestion for Velcro for closure. Thanks, Anne. Lauren Berg says, are there any vegan fabrics you would like to try out other than cork, like cactus leather or coconut leather? I saw years ago, I wasn't able to purchase any because I don't think they had any at the time, but I saw some fabric made out of pineapple, maybe pineapple leaves. I don't really recall. I thought it sounded interesting and it looked like shiny metallic, like silver and gold. They had a silver version and a gold version. I don't even remember the name of the company, but I'm going to write it down so I can check it out, revisit that idea after the show. I think it is interesting to use other fabrics made from maybe like plants besides cork fabric. I think that's a really interesting idea. Thank you, Laura. Laura says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, everyone. Thanks. We really do appreciate that. Sam says, sometimes skip stitches are because your machine is unable to go through so many layers. That's a possibility also. Thanks, Sam. And Anne said, years ago, a sewing instructor told me skip stitches are because of the needle. Sounds like there's a bunch of possibilities for Carrie. And thanks, Rebecca. Rebecca says the Facebook group is awesome information and support. Yeah, if you're ever having trouble with a general question like Carrie mentioned with her machine, you can always ask in the Facebook group. Everyone's always willing to be. I've only really mostly seen kind and helpful comments in there. And I admit I'm not a sewing machine expert. I feel like I know my machines pretty well, but sometimes when things happen, it's hard to know what exactly to do. And I remember the first few years I had my Juki, I had to replace the little hook that holds the thread before it goes through the needle. So I had to take certain parts of my machine apart. And then once I took the things apart, I couldn't remember how it went back on. So I went over to Facebook and asked, and I got some explanations. And for whatever reason at the time, I couldn't understand. And so I remember 1 or 2 people very kindly posted like step-by-step photos. Like they took that same thing apart on their machine and showed me how to put it back together in a series of photos. So really grateful when times like that, when I'm super stressed out about what did I do to my sewing machine, go to Facebook and you can find the answers there in the group. So thanks, everyone. Anne said, would hemp fabric work well for bags? It is such an awesome cloth. I'm I'm going to write that down. I don't think I've used that before. Oh, another vote for hemp fabric. Hemp fabric is fun. And Jen says, the Clydebank is great, and I try reversing the handles so it can be looped onto the wheelchair handles. Good suggestion, Jen. If memory serves me correctly, I do have a pattern hack up on the website for reversing the handles like Jen mentioned. So instead of one handle on the front and one handle on the back, each handle will go like from front to back. And like Jen mentioned, that would be good for on the wheelchair. And Michelle Graham wrote the pattern hack for that. And you can find that on my website. There's a tutorials tab. And if you click on that, there's a sub tab for pattern hacks. And you'll find that one there. Jen says double-sided tape can also cause skip stitches. Thanks for noting that too, Jen. I want to increase the small park sling backpack by 25%. Is there a hack for increasing size by percentage? I do have a video up. You can find it on YouTube and also on my website under the tutorials tab for increasing or decreasing a pattern. In that video, I discussed two different methods. One is for printing at a different percentage than the pattern, like the 25% that was mentioned. And the second version was sort of manually cutting out paper and repositioning it, and that's called the slash and spread method. And I talk about that method. I kind of demonstrate with the Baker Street bag with that pattern piece, but you can use it for other bags as well. So again, you can find that on my YouTube channel. If you type in increase, decrease in the Sew Sweetness channel, that video should come up. Carrie says, what's the name of the Facebook group? You can post it in your question in the Sew Sweetness Facebook group. It's called, I think in the Facebook search, if you type in Sew Sweetness fans, that one will come up. And then Faye says, for the strap riding up, use some of the rubberized waffle shelf liner on the underside of the strap. That's a great idea. I can see for sure that would stop it from moving, and like a little strip top stitch on. That's a really great idea. Thank you so much, Faye.
A couple people asked if I sew. I do not sew. I have sewn a pouch, and we're going to keep it
and
singular.
And a quilt. You made a quilt too, right?
Well,
a quilt top.
Yeah, I have. It's not my favorite. I'm more into video games.
Oh, this is another good one. Diana says, sew a small piece of suede to the back of the strap. Great to help the strap from falling off your shoulder also. Good idea. Fantastic idea. I think most suede will fray, so maybe press it toward the wrong, maybe if you're cutting a little rectangle, press it toward the wrong side on all four edges and then maybe top stitch it down. Assuming you want to add it to a bag that's already made. Obviously, you could modify that a little if you're adding it to a future bag you haven't sewn yet. Are you looking for your pouch?
No, I'm looking for a Zeppelin pouch. Someone asked, how big does it open? But we have the measurements on the website, I'm pretty sure, right?
I'm not sure 100%. I don't have any Zeppelin pouches on set, but feel free to email me and I'm happy to pull one out and measure the insides. It kind of is less narrow at the top and then kind of gets bigger, so I could try to get you a couple different measurements, maybe from near the top and then another one from the bottom. Barb says, my precious acted like it had jump time when I was constructing my bowl cozies, and come to find out it just needed a professional cleaning and tune-up. I thought it had to be thorough in cleaning. I like that you called your sewing machine my precious. I usually like to take mine in for maintenance maybe every 1.5 to 2 years unless I'm having a problem, and then obviously I would take it in sooner. Elaine says a few drops of hot glue might help. Hot glue.
Yeah, for the grip. So you put it on the strap on the underside.
Oh,
see hot glue lines could possibly help the strap from moving too, from Nancy.
Interesting. Did not think about that one.
I think it's a great idea.
Very interesting. You guys have so many great suggestions for both of those questions. Thank you so much. Liz says, I use faux suede and or make the strap 1/2 inch wider. Very interesting. I like the idea of using the different fabrics and materials on the strap as well. Elaine says moleskin, buy it in the foot care section.
Maybe that's like a fake, like a new skin. It's like
I have heard of
rubbery.
like moleskin notebooks. That's very interesting. Here, you wanna? Yep. Oh, no, I think we posted that one already. Okay.
You said.
I was pointing to something else. I was pointing to Carrie's comment. Thank you.
Oh. I was looking at the question. Like, what?
Carrie was the one that had the question about the skipped stitches. Carrie says, "Thank you. You all are the best." Thanks, everyone. I think that's one of the reasons the live shows are fun, because we can have, at least from the live viewers, like the instant feedback or answering of questions. Dee Dee says, "I love your chickadee backpack so much that I had to make one just like it for myself. I love it. It's so very useful." I think it's great. I'm not sure if you're talking about my chickadee behind me with the K fabric, but well, it wasn't view for a second. Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
Cover your eyes.
It's fine. It's fine. I think that's a great fabric, and because the floral is so big, it fits really nicely on that front pocket. Greenie says, to stop slippage, you can add the rubbery inserts used in shoes or cut up a piece from a strapless bra support. Interesting. I didn't think about the strapless bra. Huh.
You know what's interesting?
So many ideas.
When we had our roof replaced, the roofers were using like cushions from old couches to grip the roof and put their knees on there. It cushioned their knees, and two, it actually made a great adhesion strip, so it wouldn't like slide off the roof. And I asked the guy working here what they do that, and they said it's like one of the most useful things you can do because they're very inexpensive. You can go find them anywhere, and
oh, you mean like it's because it's like rubbery on the bottom?
yeah, like
Is that what you
foam
mean?
cushioning. Think like when you go to like Joann's, you can that section of the foam like that.
Oh, that stuff?
Yes, that stuff. They're like seat cushions for a couch.
Right. Oh, I thought you meant
Even pads like that you get for like the chairs to make them softer. You know, like on wood seats in the kitchens and stuff.
Oh, I never would have thought of
Yeah.
that. But you're right. It's kind of.
They use those on that. Yeah. I'm like, what the heck are they doing with those
That's
up
so
there?
smart.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? All the different uses. Now that you mentioned that about the roof, it's funny all the different uses we have for interfacing. My horse lost a shoe a few weeks back, and so she was wearing like a boot, which basically looks like a shoe that fits on her leg with like Velcro. And her foot's so tiny, like it was a little bit too big for the boot that we had. And so I cut up the 1/2-inch green craft foam that we used in the sewing machine travel bag pattern and also the laptop bag. And I cut it to size and I put it in there, and it worked perfectly. And it was just so funny that I didn't have to go out and buy anything extra. It was just like all interfacing that I had. And I think I used a couple layers of soft and stable, a couple layers of like wool felt that I had. So it worked perfectly. Janet says, I took my chickadee on a flight last weekend and got all kinds of compliments. So fun. I hope you had a great trip. I hope you went somewhere nice and warm. And yeah, I think the chickadee is a great one. I think it looks really unique, and obviously you put your own spin on it with the fabrics that you choose for it. Angela says, answer, I have had skip stitches and breakage because the thread wrapped around the needle. Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that because that happened to me recently a couple times too. Very interesting. Yeah, I didn't think about that. It's only happened to me like the one time, but that's a possibility also. Mary says, or nubby stuff for the bottom of baby sleeper feet. That would work too. A lot of good suggestions with that one. Thanks, everyone. All right, so we're going to get over... I have some more pictures, kind of... I guess I just wanted to share some pictures of some of your persimmon dumpling pouches. I know I mentioned that earlier on.
Did you send it to me? I did not grab
I
it.
did?
I can
You
go
did
grab
not?
it real fast while you're talking.
Okay, I don't know if I have anything else to talk about.
You can talk about the giveaway or last week's winner.
Okay, we'll do that. All right. The winner of last week's giveaway is Ruth Ruffe. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the last name correctly. The last name is Ruffe. We also should have that winner's name typed into the description of this show. So congratulations to you, Ruth. And we'll also have another giveaway shortly as soon as Danny gets some pictures together. The prize for this week is a mystery bag of zipper tape, like a gallon Ziploc bag of zipper tape. So when we get our zipper tape, it usually comes on like a 100-meter roll. And naturally at the end of each roll that we cut, there's usually what I call an end piece. And the end piece is, because we sell the zipper tape by the yard, the end piece could be anything less than a yard. So it might be 34 inches long, might be 10 inches long, but we save all those end cuts. And so that'll be the prize for tonight, the mystery bag of zipper tape. It'll be, I think almost all the tape in the bag should be number 5 tape. And the giveaways are randomly drawn. You have until the end of the day this Saturday to leave a comment on the show, and we put all the comments together from Facebook and YouTube, and I will announce the winner on next Sunday's show. That was fast, Danny. Danny's coming back over here. Anyway, I wanted to share some pictures of some of your persimmon dumpling pouch makes. It is a free pattern and video, which you can find. You can find the free video over on YouTube, and the pattern and video will be on my website as well. And here's some of your makes. So let's see. I think Betty made this one, a group of persimmons. Diane made this set recently with Tulip Pink, Nightshade Deja Vu, which I thought looked fantastic. All the prints fit perfectly. Elaine made this panda version. She added a wrist strap, which I thought was really clever. You can either use it as a wristlet or attach it to a bag. Jane made this version. She quilted the fabric, added a tassel. This looks super fancy with the quilting and the tassel. I just love it. Excuse me. Jenny made these 3 in coordinating. Kind of looks like a Marimekko style fabric. Really fun primary colors, like the different zipper pulls. Christy from Rock Baby Scissors made this persimmon with a little bit of quilting on the front, rainbow zipper from our shop, and some vinyl on the bottom. Michelle had this really cute cat version with the cat ears. This is a pattern hack that Michelle wrote that's available on my website. Shirley made these 3 in clear vinyl. Really fun, like Hello Kitty inspired print. Sue made a black persimmon with like a floral theme on the front. Just really elegant black and white. Nikki made this with, love this print, another tassel, which looks fantastic, and just love this. Oh, the first picture was by Betty. I'm sorry, I had that written down. I have a list, and sometimes my eye kind of passes over, but that first picture that we had with all of the persimmons with the handles, that one was made by Betty. All right, so the giveaway for tonight is that bag of zipper tape, and I think I've already given the details. I will announce the winner on next Sunday's show, and I have an extra bonus question for you that you can answer in the comments. I was curious today, how do you cut out your bag pieces? So do you cut out all of your exterior fabrics, then all of your lining fabrics, then all of your foam interfacing, then all of your Shapeplex? Do you maybe fuse your interfacing onto your fabric and then cut out your pieces after you've fused it? Do you maybe cut out each piece at a time? Maybe you cut out all of your main panel pieces from like exterior fabric, lining fabric, foam, and Shapeplex, then move on to the next piece, like say the bottom panel. How do you usually cut out your bag pieces? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious what everyone's doing as far as cutting out the process for cutting out all of their pieces. Looking forward to seeing the responses in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning into Sewcial Sunday. I hope you have a great week. I will be back again next Sunday with the usual Notion of the Week, demonstration, book review, all that. That'll be next Sunday, so I hope you'll join me for that. Let's see, one more comment. Belinda says, Danny, my son Dan's family named their pug puppies after Dragon Ball Z characters we brought home.
Vegeta.
Vegeta? Okay. I'm glad you said that one.
Yeah, I'll help you out.
I clearly got it wrong. I hope you have a great week and happy sewing. Bye, everybody.
Bye.